Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the vlog. I hope you're feeling awesome and are having a great day or night while watching this. Right now the weather's really crap, crazy rain. It's like the heavy sting, like it stings when it hits you kind of rain. So there's water everywhere, a bit of flooding, but it was stinking hot before, like at the start of the day today. I just finished work. I'm in the 33.4 and I'm on a quest to try and find some parts for this, trying to find a timing kit for it today. I want to do my tensioners, timing belt and water pump, as well as I'm trying to find rear brake pads for this. Rear brake pads are super low, that's super important, so that's my priority. I already did speak to Tomei. They're hooking me up with one of their high performance racing timing belts, and then the rest of it I'm going to source the rest of the parts like the tensioner and water pumps and stuff like that. Now so I'm going to head out and do that now, as well as I've got some stuff I want to show you when I get home, so that'll be cool. All right, so let's get to it. All right guys, here we are out the front of Yellow Hat. All right guys, here we are. I'm out the front of Yellow Hat trying not to get too wet. Oh man, this sucks. How am I supposed to cross here? It's like a main road. It's so weird. The car parks across the road from it. Anyways, we're gonna go in and see if these guys got some brake pads. Okay, so I'm here in Yellow Hat. And this is all their brake pads, and they've got their book here. So all I need to do is go through here and match it up. I can't do that one-handed, so I'll have to put the camera away from that. But before I go, I wanted to show you guys like all the different tins and stuff of oil. It looks so cool, especially when you're used to what they have in America and like Australia and whatnot. One thing is those boxes from the previous video that I was telling you about that absorb oil. They're awesome. Okay, anyways, see if they got the brake pads on here.
Okay, so here we go. We've got the book out and we can see here ECR 33 Turbo Skyline. Rear pads are AN702. So we're looking for a 702, 703, no 702. Son of a, dang it. They don't have them. I guess we're gonna have to go to another one and see if we can find some.
This Yellow Hat was a little bit of a bust. They didn't have any brake pads for a Skyline. But I was able to get a new like iPhone holder for the car, so that'll help me navigate a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a bigger Yellow Hat that I know has a bigger range of brakes, which is back where I used to live in Yolga. So I'm going to head there and see if we can find it. So Mei-chan called me just as I was leaving the Yellow Hat, and she asked if I could pick her up from the station, and it's on the way, so I figured why not, right? She's been at the beach all day with her friends while I've been at work, so I know that's rough, right? But yeah, we'll pick her up and then we'll head to Yoga Yellow Hat. Here's Wifey-chan.
Aloha.
So May's called ahead to see if they've got the brake pads to save us from driving there, and seeing if they can even find out and tell us which store has them. And I'm loving their hold music. All right, so we're warping ahead again in time, and the reason for that is because it didn't matter where we called, no one had the rear brake pads for the R33 Skyline. And the reason for that is they all pretty much just said that they only stock fronts. They're the ones that people always come in to buy. They never really get people asking for rear pads. So yeah, it kind of sucked that I couldn't just walk into a place and get rear pads. I even tried like Autobacks, and then I tried a place called GT Parts, and all these different places all said the exact same thing. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. The only sucky thing is now is I have to order them off Amazon, which means they won't get here till Monday, which means probably by then it may be metal on metal, which means I'll need to get new rotors. So yeah, it is what it is. I should have definitely done it sooner. It's just unfortunately every time I went to order them I kept forgetting. So just been so flat out lately, but you know, it is what it is, and I guess slap myself on the wrist a little bit there. Anyways, I have some like nerdy kind of like techie stuff that I want to do right now, and I think you guys, if you watched the baseball vlog that came out, you would have seen me at the end of the video showing you my Litecoin miner, which is a Gridseed G-Blade, or Blade G I think it is, and it had an issue where it overheated, the fan stopped, and it nearly like completely melted, and yeah, it was super hot. So anyways, I got it back up and running, it was fine. Turns out it didn't actually overheat, and that's why the card shut off and the fan stopped. The reason why it stopped was because, I'll show you guys. See these little connectors here? So these are USB connectors. I'll unplug these. But it's the power connectors that cause the problem. So what happens is after time, this gets worn out. These little, I'm not sure what the name is for these actually. I just call them like 12 DC jacks. But what happens is that wears out from the constant movement and stuff of the plug going in and out, and eventually it just wears out. And you don't want that. That's obviously bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace them today with some proper real terminals, which are these guys. So these are, you solder them on, and then essentially you can screw wires directly into them. I got some really nice semi-heavy duty DC wire, which is going to be perfect. So they'll essentially go in there when I'm done with it. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to get that done now, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing, as well as I'm going to start working on the remote control like shut-off stuff with the Raspberry Pi. This is a relay board that I picked up off Amazon, which will do exactly what I want. And these little GPIO wires and pins, they will connect to the GPIO pins on a Raspberry Pi. This is like a Raspberry Pi A, I think A version 1, Raspberry Pi Model A. And this is just a really small compact version of this one here, which is all in its case. And then I got another one here, which runs my subscriber count, which you can see there. Excuse the mess here, guys. Literally, we pretty much, because we've moved into such a bigger house, we're having to buy a whole bunch more furniture, and like, yeah, it's ongoing, but eventually I'll have my desk nice and clean, and it'll be, yeah, it drives me insane because I'm a bit of a clean freak. So I'm sure if it drives you guys insane, you can feel my pain. But anyways, so yeah, I have lots of Raspberry Pis. I use them because they're just so good to work with developing and stuff like that. So essentially what's going to happen is these will all plug in on here like that, and then the Raspberry Pi will tell these relays when to open and close, which will essentially connect the circuit and power on the power supply. Now what I'm going to actually do is I have this little plastic box which I picked up. So I went and got all these parts from Akihabara the other day on my lunch break at work. So I have this little plastic box, and I'm going to mount the relay in there with a IEC plug. So I'm going to have 110, 120 mains voltage going into this box with an IEC cable. So this will be what will feed the power. Then I'll have another cable coming out of this box going into the power supply, and then my cables coming out of that into the miner. And what that means is the Raspberry Pi at any point in time will be able to turn the power supply on and off and completely shut down the miner entirely. So that'll be the benefit to it. Also means I can do remote restarts. Also means that if ever there's a problem detected, like I can put a temperature sensor in it, and it will say, hey, once it reaches this certain amount of degrees, turn off. So like just in case, to prevent, say, anything happening in the future, like if this got so hot one day due to a malfunction that it decided to start a fire and burn down the house. It's definitely something I don't want. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool, as well as this is kind of me experimenting for what I want to do very shortly, which is I'm going to set up a way for me to remotely turn on air conditioners here in my home, as well as open and close, unlock the front door. So yeah, just some cool stuff I want to work on. Anyways, so first thing I want to do is I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod, and then I'm going to disassemble this miner, and I'll show you guys what I'm working on. As you guys can see, the miner is all back together now,
These are the new power wires that go down to these new awesome screw-in terminals, which are fantastic. I love them. The only thing that's now pretty much like that I need to do to improve this even more is I need to build that relay switch and everything and control the power supply remotely. And I think some shorter USB cables would be nice. Like that's the Raspberry Pi that controls it all, and then like look at all of this. Anyways, I was actually live streaming me repairing this. For you guys that tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. It means so much to me. We had some great conversations, some great laughs, so that was good. And if you missed my live stream, make sure you turn notifications on for the channel, because I do them from time to time randomly like that. So I really recommend that you have those notifications on so you get notified when I'm live streaming. But yes, so this is all good to go now. And what I'll do is I will probably set this back up downstairs and make sure it's mining again, and I'll be good, and I'll leave it at that. But one thing I did want to show you guys was this box over here, which is literally just full of Defi gauges. There's 9 Defi gauges in here. I am 100% certain that these are China reps though. They were just way too cheap for what they were, and the boxes, like the pictures on them, seem to be a little bit blurry and stuff, but I just needed something to be able to monitor like voltage, boost and stuff like that, and I didn't want to spend like thousands and thousands of dollars. So you know, these seem to do the job. So I'll set them up and we'll see how they go. Look, as far as like when it comes to buying genuine parts, I'm totally all about buying genuine parts. Genuine parts are the best. But in this circumstances, like I was literally just offered these and they were super cheap, so I went with it, and that's why I got them. We'll just see how they go. If they're junk, they're junk. I'll get rid of them. But if they do all right, they do all right. And you know, then in the future I can buy some real genuine ones, so that'll be sick. Alright guys, so it is now the next day and I'm in my car and I'm about to head towards Yashio factory. Okachan's going to do a wheel alignment on my car for me, and the reason for that is this thing needs it really bad. I did a change to adjustable suspension arms in the rear, new coilovers that sit at a different height, and the Hiker's cancel bar. Whenever you do any of those things individually, not together, like just if you do any of those, you need to get a new wheel alignment. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, can't wait to get there, because then this thing's going to be up on hoist and I'll get to look under it and see if there's anything else I need to work on. So anyways, I'm going to head there now. I might throw you guys in a little bit of a time lapse just to keep you entertained while I drive there. But let's go. We are here, Yashio factory. It's like my favorite hangout place right now. All right, I'm gonna go inside and see if Okachan's all sweet with me filming, and then we'll see how we go. So one thing I didn't get to show you guys much last time is Okachan's competition car and the SR20 that they're rebuilding for it. So that's his block. It's all been honed out, got sleeves in there for the Jun 2.2 litre stroker kit. That's the crankshaft. The head's all been decked and is all ready, and this is his turbo setup as well. So essentially they just pulled the whole thing out and rebuilt it with a 2.2 stroker kit from Jun. So that's going to be really cool, seeing the progress of that over the next few weeks. This place is like literally just a gold mine full of awesome stuff, and if you look closely in the corners of certain places of the workshop, you find like these little gold mines of cool stuff. Like in this corner, there's 4 bottles of NOS just sitting there. It's friggin' awesome. Anyways, I'm just waiting for Okachan to write me up a bill for the wheel alignment, and then once we're done that, we'll head off. Okay guys, so I'm now heading home. I'm actually going to be picking up Mei-chan first, and then we're going to go shopping, buy some food to make dinner with later. But I just finished with Okachan, obviously, at Yashio factory, and we sat down and we talked about the drift event that's happening on the 13th at Nikko Circuit. And what he's done is he's enrolled me in the beginners class, and that's so he can gauge where exactly I'm at, and
you know, work out like what he needs to teach me and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited for that, and I can't wait. At the same time, we were going through like a checklist of everything that I'm going to need to bring, like helmet and long sleeve pants and shirt and gloves and everything. And he was like, oh, you know, have you got drifting wheels and tires, like, you know, spares for that? And I was like, no, I'll have to go to Up Garage and buy some. But he then actually had a spare set there, and he was like, oh, here, I'll just give these to you. I have no use for them whatsoever. They came on an old parts car that he parted out, and he just has no use for them because they're like factory offset sizing and stuff. So yeah, you can probably see them behind me in the back seat. There's 2 there and there's 1 in the rear. There was only 3 total. One's a spare in case I pop one, and the other 2, yeah, there was another one, but it was so badly damaged from that car, because it was a parts car, I think it was wrecked, that it was unusable. So yeah, like, I am just completely gobsmacked with his generosity. I can't wait to be able to get out on track and just start learning from him. I'm so just, yeah, humbled, I guess, by it. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. Thanks heaps for watching. I hope you had a good time watching it and really enjoyed it. And I'm super pumped about the future. I'm super pumped about all of you guys, especially any new family members that have just subscribed. And yeah, I guess as always, thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll catch you all next time. Ja mata ne.